Plant FAQs. Emerald Snow Loropetalum. Emerald Snow Loropetalum, a show-stopping evergreen for your landscape. As a home gardener, I'm always on the lookout for plants that add a pop of color and texture to my yard. The Emerald Snow Loropetalum has become a favorite for its stunning white blooms and lush green foliage. It thrives in our climate and requires minimal maintenance, making it a perfect choice for busy homeowners like myself. Over the years, I've learned a lot about caring for this beautiful shrub, and I'm excited to share my experience with you. In this article, we'll delve into the world of Emerald Snow Loropetalum, covering its characteristics, care requirements, and some helpful tips for keeping it looking its best. Does Emerald Snow Loropetalum stay dense? One of the things I love most about the Emerald Snow Loropetalum is its naturally dense, mounding growth habit. This makes it ideal for creating borders, adding definition to walkways, or simply providing a backdrop for other flowering plants. The good news is that yes, the Emerald Snow Loropetalum tends to stay dense without much intervention. However, if you find any leggy or sparse areas, a light pruning can encourage bushier growth. How to care for Emerald Snow Loropetalum. Caring for the Emerald Snow Loropetalum is a breeze. Here's what you need to know. Sunlight. This shrub prefers full sun to part shade. In my experience, it performs best with at least 6 hours of direct sunlight daily. Watering. Water deeply and regularly, especially during the first year after planting. Once established, it's fairly drought-tolerant, but will appreciate a good drink during extended dry periods. Soil. Emerald Snow Loropetalum thrives in well-drained, fertile soil. If your soil is heavy clay, consider amending it with compost or sand to improve drainage. Fertilizer. A light application of balanced fertilizer in early spring can promote healthy growth and flowering. However, avoid over-fertilizing, as this can lead to excessive foliage growth at the expense of blooms. When to prune Emerald Snow Loropetalum. Emerald Snow Loropetalum requires minimal pruning to maintain its shape. However, if you want to control its size or encourage bushier growth, here's the best time to prune. Prune lightly after flowering in late spring or early summer. This will help remove spent blooms and encourage new growth. For more significant shaping, prune in late winter or early spring. However, avoid drastic cuts, as this can delay flowering. How to propagate Emerald Snow Loropetalum. If you'd like to expand your Emerald Snow Loropetalum collection, propagation is a great option. Here are 2 methods you can try. Softwood cuttings. Take stem cuttings around 4 to 6 inches long in late spring or early summer. Remove the lower leaves and dip the cut ends in rooting hormone before planting them in a pot filled with moist potting mix. Keep the soil moist and provide bright, indirect light. With proper care, roots should develop within a few weeks. Layering. This method involves bending a low-growing branch to the ground, making a shallow cut on the underside of the branch, and burying the cut portion in moist soil. Secure the branch in place with a wire staple and keep the soil moist. Roots should develop at the buried section within a few months. Once established, you can sever the connection with the parent plant and transplant the new Loropetalum to its permanent location. What to plant with Emerald Snow Loropetalum. The Emerald Snow Loropetalum's versatility allows you to pair it with a variety of plants to create stunning combinations. Here are a few ideas. Azaleas and rhododendrons. These flowering shrubs share similar soil and light requirements, creating a vibrant spring display. Hydrangeas. The contrasting textures and colors of Emerald Snow Loropetalum's green foliage and hydrangeas blooms create a visually pleasing combination. Ornamental grasses. The movement and texture of ornamental grasses add a touch of whimsy and complement the Emerald Snow Loropetalum's structured form. By following these simple tips, you can enjoy the beauty of the Emerald Snow Loropetalum for years to come. This easy care shrub is sure to become a focal point in your landscape, adding a touch of elegance and year-round interest to your garden.